TT race in the 600s. I think, Paul Pavlidis, we can expect the same here in Production Superbikes. Watch for number 36, Ray Clee. Andrew Stroud starts right alongside him, and it looks like it's Dean Fulton taking the inside run, but he's paid the price. But I think it's a Honda that's gone into the front anyway.
No, it's Sean Giles on the Suzuki K5.
It is. The three-time Australian Superbike champion leads them through the S's for the first of 15 laps.
Wow, that was a whole lot better start too, that time by the Honda, by Dean Fulton. Boy, he messed up last race, but this time he's doing it.
So 36-year-old Sean Giles from Lithgow in the front. Here comes the challenge. We knew it wouldn't take long, and it's Ray Clee. Now, he's won this event twice already, so he knows what it takes to take the TT title.
Yeah, Ray Clee won on a Honda in 1998 and Suzuki in 2003.
He currently sits in second place. Behind him, it is Andrew Stroud. Then it's Jared Love. So as you said, Paul, a much better start for the Honda boys.
One thing I like about Ray Clee in these long races, he keeps his composure and he's able to rattle off good laps, one after the other.
Well, speaking about rattle, a big head shake as he works his way over the stripe and completes the first of what should be 15 torrid laps. Giles in the front, then it's Clee, then it's Stroud. Then I think we would go back to the first of the Hondas, and I'm pretty sure that would be Jared Love. Right in behind him, his teammate, and that is Dean Fulton. Another one that's been having real handling problems, but maybe he's come good at the right time. Tell you who has come good, and that's Andrew Stroud. Down the inside of his mechanic. Can he hold on to it? Yes, he can. Stroud gets a spot on the brother Suzuki, but he hasn't got an answer for Sean Giles.
He's got to make sure we don't want anybody bolting. These guys will be really conscious not letting anyone get a runaway.
You know, we talked about Giles coming over here for a bit of training before the Australian titles. Well, he's brought his Australian team manager and tuner, Phil Tainton, with him, and they have put together a bike built in Australia but to New Zealand rules, and it's ruling the roost at the moment, Paul Pav.
Yeah, but I tell you what, if he thinks he's come over here for a holiday, he's in for some bad news. These Kiwi boys are going to give him a dust-up.
Well, I'm sure he's raced against the likes of Andrew Stroud and Tony Rees before, of course, and I'm sure he treats them with a lot of respect.
Yeah, he's actually a really nice guy too, and just really professional. It's a pleasure to have these top Aussie boys here. So here comes the Honda under brakes and look pretty smooth. I think they're making some progress on the handling. I mean, they're a grouse bike. I mean, they won the Australian Superbike Championship, so you know they've got the potential. It's just a matter of dialing them in and getting them tuned.
Well, you know, while we've been talking, Sean Giles has shuffled his way back to third place and now is getting some real attention from Dean Fulton, a past New Zealand Superbike champion, made the switch a couple of seasons ago now to the Red Machine, the Honda Red Riders team. There he is, bike number 100, now living in Nelson, as fit as I've ever seen him, Paul.
Yeah, he is. He's a super athlete. I just love that tailpipe at the back of the Honda to you. It looks gorgeous.
Looks like something out at World Superbikes. And we mentioned World Superbikes, of course. Suzuki dominant this year with Troy Corser. Suzuki dominant in round one of the Ssangyong New Zealand Road Racing Championship. This man in the front, Kumu's favourite son, Ray Clee. Oh, I think I might have spoken too soon because Andrew Stroud tries to go around the outside of the hairpin. We say it so many times in the commentary in the cars that you can't go around the outside in that corner. It's the long way round, and you just can't do it.
And these guys are so competitive. If you make one small error, they're going to dust you up, push you backwards. You know, there's no gentleman moves out there. They're playing for keeps. It's all on.
Now, Paul, you've done lap after lap round here at Pukekohe, and you say the secret is to get a flow and to sort of look a corner or maybe two corners ahead. So really concentrate on what's coming up, not what you're doing.
Absolutely. You know, it's a flowing circuit. I used to look at least a corner ahead and try and line myself up and get the power on early. You've got to get good drive onto the back straight as well. It's such a long straight. You've got to carry good speed.
A great example of that is the move there by Sean Giles, because he's passed Andrew Stroud and now he's right on Ray Clee once again. You said that a small mistake is going to cost you time. We saw that from Stroudy. Big wheelie from the man from Hamilton, back on number A in third place at the moment. Once again, the lap traffic are going to play a part in this, whether they want to or not. It's Ed Molan on the Ducati from Whittianga. He does the sensible thing, tries to get out of the way of this very fast freight train, swallowing him up as they go across the strike.
Well, they're playing for keeps. You know, these things are doing 300 kilometres an hour nearly down the back straight. You know, you've got no room for error. You've got to have a clean view.
Suzuki, and I think Suzuki. So
well, the boys from Wanganui will be happy, won't they?
Well, they will. They're ruling the roost here in the Superbikes.
Well, I think we've got a big gap too with Tony Rees retired. You know, he was the Yamaha front man. I'm sure if he was still riding, he'd be pushing these blokes.
Well, talk about pushing these blokes. Scott Charlton's come from nowhere, and now he's in contention as well. Big wheelie, 180-odd horsepower from these machines.
It's very difficult to keep the front wheel down. You know, in the first three gears, they just want a wheel stand. They've very powerful. If you don't ride motorbikes, I can't stress to you how physical this is.
Now watch where Andrew Stroud is as they come over the sweeper and down across the stripe once again. Now he's back in 4th place. A while ago he was challenging for 2nd. He's been shuffling his way back and forward through this field in the opening laps. Now is that a strategy or is that just a mark of the pace that the guys are going in front of him?
Well, they're circulating in the low 57s, so same as the 600 race, it's all on at the moment. There's no strategy, they're just riding as fast as they can.
Well, the fastest on the circuit at the moment, we're at the front of the field anyway, is going to be Scott Charlton. Round the outside. Can he get around Ray Clee? They're side by side, handlebar to handlebar. Clee's got better track position. Here comes Sean Giles. The Kiwi, the meat in the Australian sandwich. He holds onto it and stays in the front. Round the left-hander they come now. It's Kumew's Ray Clee. Then it is Sean Giles from Lithgow. And then it is Victoria's Scott Charlton.
He's a great engineer too, Ray Clee. He's just got perfect machine set up. He builds extremely fast motorbikes. It's just great to see.
Well, we talk about 57-second laps. You've got to be having a fast motorbike to do that. And Ray Clee, as you said, Paul, doing it. He builds the engines for Andrew Stroud. We said that Phil Tainton from Suzuki Australia building the engines for Sean Giles, number S there on your screen. Right in behind him, it's the brother Suzuki. The corporate consumables sponsored Andrew Stroud out of Hamilton, trying to fly away round the 3-time Australian Superbike champion. While they're doing that, fighting for 3rd and 4th, Charlton's put a bit of breathing space between himself and Giles, and now is right on the attack with Ray Clee.
Well, Charlton's used to running at the pointy end. He finished 7th in the Australian Championship. You know, like the Aussie guys, I don't believe are any faster than the Kiwi boys, but there's more of them, so he's used to duking it out with a bunch of riders, so it's great to see them here.
Well, you know, we say you see handlebar to handlebar stuff and elbows out in motocross. We've seen it today at Pukekohe Park Raceway in round 1 of the Sangon Road Racing Championship. If it's going to be like this through the 5-round series, it is going to be something special. You don't want to miss any of the upcoming rounds. It is sensational here at Pukekohe.
Well, Phil, too, you're right. It is elbow to elbow, but there's an enormous amount of respect. These guys know the danger involved in this. You know, they're not going to do anything stupid.
Scott Charlton not doing anything stupid and going back into the front.
They're coming over the top of the hill here. You know, this is a 120-mile-an-hour corner. It might not look that fast on your screen, but believe me, that's fast.
You were telling me of a great adage. You can compare this to driving along the motorway and then falling out of the back of a ute at 200-odd kilometres an hour. No one wants to do that. These guys, least of anybody.
Yeah, you see the front forks bouncing up and down. Pukekohe, even though it's had a lot of maintenance and, you know, they're trying to keep it up to a top international standard, it's still quite bumpy on a motorbike.
And that's something I guess we should talk about, is it's the setup of the machine, that the suspension plays such an important part nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the Oldham's technician's here and he does a great job helping these guys tune their forks and suspension.
And we talk, of course, Norman Cobb helping out the Castrol Honda riders, renowned suspension technician from motocross, now transferring those skills onto the road racing scene. Meantime, Charlton just getting away a little bit. This is the most gap we've seen between 1st and 2nd. Normally they are very, very close together, less than 0.10 of a second now. Charlton may be making the break for freedom.
It's great to see too SsangYong plastered all over that bike. We need to drag in more sponsors from outside the industry.
Well, he's part of the Brian Bernard racing team, and I asked Brian at the start of the day, I said, what was the thinking behind bringing the Australians over? He said, simple enough, Phil, we want to win the national championship. We think we can do it. We've certainly got the bikes, we've got the backing. Maybe we're lacking a few of the riders. The Australians are filling that gap, and this guy at the moment is covering himself in glory.
Sure is. Sparks flying off his knee scrapers. I love it.
Oh, just when we say he's doing something fantastic, he makes a little bit of a mistake, and that allows Ray Clee to slip up the inside and go back into the front. And there is his shadow, Andrew Stroud. So the Kiwis now working over the Australian.
Ray Clee will be doing everything in his power to put down some really fast laps out front. Try and gap them. You know, if you can get that 4 or 5 bike lengths, it makes it really hard to get out braked at the end of the back straight. He's won this twice before. He knows what to do.
Well, we said too before that he is a master, a specialist here at Pukekohe, and he knows just how to get the most out of these 1000cc superbikes.
You watch him too coming over the top of the hill, like he's incredible, and he's the fastest guy, you know, coming over the top of the hill. Just keeps the thing snaking and wheel spinning coming out.
Andrew Stroud right over the outside, but I think he's outbraked himself. He has.
He's muffed it
all
up.
he can do to keep it off the grass. Well, that's a brilliant recovery, but it means he's back into third place, and the laps are winding down here, and the Australian now challenging Ray Clee. They'll head to the flag. Will it be the New Zealander? Will it be the Australian? It's Cumu's. Ray Clee's got the slight advantage as they run to Chris Costello's checkered flag. Number 36, Ray Clee, is going to make it 3 TT wins. He knows he's got it. Charlton comes with a late rattle, but I don't think it'll be good enough, and that's the way the officials saw it. Look at that, 0.1 of a second between first and second. Andrew Stroud's got to be content with third, and then it was Sean Giles. Ray, you've won it twice before, but I guess that was the most close racing and the fastest you've ever gone around here.
Yeah, I was out of steam on about the 5th or 6th lap, and I was just hanging in there, and I saw this flash, and I thought it was Sean, and oh no, it's somebody new. So yeah, it was like, and I sat back a bit, and yeah, just sort of had a look around, then I thought, okay, and had a go, and I didn't realise it was the last lap, so I knew I just had to make myself pretty wide and park it right in the middle of the heap, and then I saw Andrew coming flashing up on the outside, but he ran a bit deep, so yeah, it was. I thought I had it, then he flashed past next to me on the line, so yeah, I wasn't sure really until I got back, but yeah, I'm wrapped. It's been a hard weekend, so it's sort of good to have a good result.
Hard weekend for the Superbikes, and after 3 rounds it is Andrew Stroud on top with 66 points from Ray Clee on 61.